Assalamualaikum and good evening. My name is Muhammad AIMAN bin Ibrahim.
And my name is NAIM SAFUAN Bmma HISHAM.
So we are going to do lab 1, which is identifying the brake system component.
Okay, for our project, we use Pro 2 Mavi, third generation. This car is manufactured in 2018 and have 1.5 cc. I would like to explain the component in this brake system and its function. Okay, first thing first, this one is brake disc.
Brake disc is a large contact surface area for brake pads to make contact with it to produce friction in the braking system.
Okay, the second one is brake hub.
Brake hub allows the wheel and brake disc to rotate relative to the steering knuckle or beam using a bearing. The hub is used to transmit the torque through the axle shafts.
Okay, the third one is brake caliper.
Brake caliper provide a housing for the hydraulic piston that force the brake pads into contact with the brake disc.
Okay, inside the brake caliper we have a brake pad.
Brake pad is a rigid molded and friction material which bond to a steel backing plate which used to transform the hydraulic force of the caliper into frictional force against the disc.
Okay, next inside the brake caliper we have a brake piston.
Brake piston located in brake caliper which use hydraulic force transfer from the brake hose and force the brake pad to press firmly against the brake disc.
And then lastly we have a brake hose.
Brake hose is used to transmit the hydraulic force from the master cylinder assembly to the brake calipers where it pushes a piston.
Satu, dua, tiga. Okay, next I will explain about the brake system and its function. Okay, in this component we have ABS module. Okay, then the second component we have reservoir tank that store the brake fluid, and then below we have master pump that functioning to in and out the brake to the brake system. Okay, when the driver is press the brake, then the fluid will flow through to the ABS module. Then after that, the fluid will go through to the brake component through this ABS fluid hose, and then the brake will functioning by itself. Yeah. Okay, next I will explain about the rear tire and its brake components. Okay, for the rear tire, we have several components that used in this brake system. Okay, first is brake drum. Brake drum that use friction caused by shoes or pads. Okay, then we have brake shoes. Okay, next we have brake lining. Okay, next we have brake spring, and lastly we have a brake pad. Okay, I will explain on how the brake drum is functioning. Okay, the term of brake drum usually means a brake which is shoes pressed on the inner surface of the drum. Okay, when the shoes are pressed on the outside of the drum, it is usually called a clutch brake, where the drum is pinched between the two shoes, similar to a conventional disc brake that used in another model of the car. It is sometimes called a pinch drum brake. Okay, a related type called a band brake use a flexible bag or band wrapping around the outside of the drum.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm YAZAN. I'm going to answer the discussion. And the first question, what is required is to explain the purpose of the ESC. ESC, Electronic Stability Control System. It has many names according to the manufacturer. ESC is a low-cost technology that reduces the risk of a driver being injured in the crash as a result of losing control of a vehicle by around 30%. It works in conjunction with a vehicle's anti-lock braking, ABS, traction control, TC, and electronic power steering, EBS. This system consists of many sensors, the most important of which are:
first, a steering wheel angle sensor that determines where the driver wants to steer.
The second sensor is located in the middle of the vehicle from below, which is your rate sensor, and it's responsible for determining the angle of the end in the vehicle's body during this situation, which is sudden change and adjustment in the vehicle's trajectory.
A yaw rate sensor or rotational speed sensor measures a vehicle's angular velocity about its vertical axis in degrees or radians per second in order to determine the orientation of the vehicle as it hard corners or threatens to roll over. By comparing the vehicle's action yaw rate to the target yaw rate, the onboard computer can identify to what degree the vehicle may be under or oversteering and what corrective action, if any, is required. Corrective action may include reducing engine power as well as applying the brake on one or more wheels to realign the vehicle. And the last one, wheel speed sensor that measures the wheel speed.
Second question, discuss the difference between dual split brake and diagonal split brake.
The difference is that in the split brake, the brake lines from each rear wheel come together into a central line. So as what we see in the figure shows the process of the split brake. So on the split brake, the front section is connected hydraulically to one half of the tender master cylinder, while the rear section connects to other half. While in the diagonal split brake, each rear line connects to the front of the vehicle. So as what we see, the operation of the diagonal split brake, which is connects each front wheel with the opposite rear wheel.
Whatever, a diagonal split brake is safer in the event of failure of one circuit. It leaves you with one front brake, whereas a dual split brake could leave you with the rear block only and a vastly longer stopping distance.
Okay, we go to the next question in group discussion. Okay, for the question, it state list electronic brake system apply in this car. Okay, for our group, we use Pro 2 MyV third generation that use anti-lock braking system, which is known as ABS. Okay, what is ABS? Okay, anti-lock braking system is a safety system in cars and other automobiles that keep their wheels from locking up and help their driver to maintain steering control. It also referred to as anti-skid braking system sometimes. It enables the wheel of a vehicle to maintain tractive contact with the ground so that they don't go into uncontrolled skid. Okay, next. ABS working principle. The basic theory behind anti-lock brake is simple. It prevents the wheel from locking up, thus avoiding uncontrolled skidding. ABS generally offer improved vehicle control and decreased stopping distance on dry and slippery surface. Thank you.
Hello, Assalamualaikum. Today, I would like to explain about differentiate between oversteer and understeer. The simplest definition of understeer could be it occurs when a car steers less than what the driver commands. Oversteer is the turning of the car more than what the driver commands. These actions depend on the changes in steering angle and lateral acceleration. Whether a vehicle will oversteer or understeer mostly depends on whether it's a front or rear wheel drive. The first phenomenon is a characteristic of rear wheel drive vehicles, while the second one occurs in case of front wheel drive cars. However, both automobile types can be experienced both phenomena given the right conditions. This incident generally happen when the car has a powerful engine. For this reason, many newer models are equipped with an electronic stability control that kicks in when the vehicle starts to slide. Difference between understeer and oversteer. To understand the oversteer versus understeer concept, check the table below. It will clear your confusion and help you to get a clear idea about this occurrence. The table shows understeer the car does not turn enough and leave the road. Oversteer the car turns more sharply than intended and could get into a spin. Understeer, it means lack of grip. When this happens, the driver will have little response from the steering wheel. It takes place when the vehicle's front wheels begin to plow straight despite turning the steering wheel. Front-wheel drive cars are prone to this phenomenon because they send the engine power to the wheels that steer the car. So, when the tires start, the driver does not feel any grip to steer. It most commonly happens due to accelerating early while turning in a corner. You leave the weight distribution that takes the control of the front tires and leads to understeer. It can also occur when you turn the wheels on your car too fast and too far. For oversteer, it happens when the front side of a vehicle has more grip than the back side. It makes the car to spin when driving into a corner. Oversteer is the result of the rear end of a car being fishtailed or sliding out. Rear wheel cars are susceptible to oversteer because here the rear end of the car has the control power. So when the rear end loses the grip, it overtakes the front and oversteer occurs. Oversteer is not something to be concerned over because it happens in everyday driving. However, it could be dangerous if occurs in snowy, muddy or rainy conditions. You have to do the opposite to fix this problem. You have to loosen the suspension or downforce to drop the grip. That's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, for the conclusion, we are able to identify the major component in vehicle braking system. Secondly, different brakes and different brake pads has different advantages and disadvantages. Okay, next, take care and maintenance of your braking system frequently, and it is because it is important to avoid this situation since they are significantly affect your braking performance. It will also help keep your braking system working better for longer, reducing the likelihood of brake failure at a time of need. That's all from our group. Thank you.